Blogger Roundup, Home Edition. It's My Organized Life Live, April 3rd, 2020. Wow, we are back live.
Look at us, split screen and everything.
This is kind of weird, first of all, because people don't, the regulars who follow the show know that I think it was like February 13th.
I was looking back. Yeah, when I finally, I couldn't log into Facebook for probably a week now because I lost my password at home. So I had to find someone at work to grab it. So I logged into Facebook for the first time yesterday on our work page. And I think the last video we posted was early February. I was in a thick sweater, and now it's, the grass is turning green and it's no snow around. It's weird.
I think the COVID-19 thing wasn't even like news yet. I mean, maybe it was going on in China or something like that.
Right.
But, I had the family wedding. I had the family honeymoon vacation for all of us that other than the bridal party, of course.
Right.
And then we came back and we were taking a couple days off before we got back up to speed. And then all of a sudden we were like, the office is closing. Grab everything you can and go home. And
yes, it's crazy.
And then we're trying to figure out how do we do this, stuff.
Right. And I was thinking, after you got back from vacation, we kind of slacked. There was some changes at work. It took us a little bit to kind of find the motivation to get back in the studio every day. But now that we've been home for 3 weeks, I miss it. You don't realize how much you miss that when you're not actually doing it. We can't be in the studio, so I do miss it. But
well, the interesting thing too is after I got the stuff home, I grabbed some stuff from the studio and we recorded some podcasts, which now the first one we finally released yesterday. Which on Facebook and everywhere else. So we're back up to speed on podcasts. We got a lot of great ones about working from home coming up over the next few weeks. And now we got to get back into the Facebook Live, but the studio setup, we're out of the office, I think, for at least another, almost the whole month of April. So we may not be back in that studio until May, right?
We're going to have to do some deep cleaning. Probably the spiders might be infesting our set.
Well, we've got, it's Friday. We've got to do Blogger Roundup. And I know that people have been,
show.
Well, and yours too. And people have been going through withdrawal from this show. So I think hopefully we can over deliver, which is really difficult for us. But
I know.
But we'll do our best, right? We're going to try. And let's go ahead. Let's put up the first slide.
Sure. All right, first one we're going to talk about is Organizing Maniacs, our friend Chris Scott. She's talking about one of my favorite subjects, organizing kids' toys. So I was talking about, we're all home now, either if you're in a mansion or in a tiny house, it's all the same. The toys get everywhere, and with kids home now more during the day, the toys are just bound to get scattered. So she has some tips. She talks about using Ziploc bags to containerize puzzle pieces, Legos, even if like game pieces, put the game pieces inside the Ziploc bag and then inside the box. So they're all in there. Bins, drawer storage units to organize the toys are all good ideas. Labeling, which, you think, oh, kids can't read yet. It doesn't pertain to me. Well, it's actually good to get them to learn those sight words, keep the words short, blocks or whatever, and get those sight words kind of going. She talks about making a game out of cleaning, which I have done this and it works sometimes, but maybe set a timer for 2 minutes and see how fast they can clean up. And another idea, which I think is good, is get the kids involved by asking them, well, where do you want to keep this? How do you want to clean it up? So kind of get them in that habit of cleaning up and maybe schedule a certain time every day that is cleanup time. So she has some more on her blog.
Getting them to clean up is going to be the biggest challenge right there. But
totally.
It's kind of interesting. We just even listening to you talk about these tips, and it seems like the olden days. I mean, these are kind of generic organizing tips that we all should have been doing before, but now that we're all at home, it's got amplified, right? So these are even more important now than ever.
Right. Yep. Let's see. And that's kind of it. There's obviously, she goes into more detail on her blog, which is Organizing Maniacs is her.
Put that slide up. Yep.
Yep. Chris Scott.
All right. Well, we'll move on to the next one now. This is our good friend Ellen DeLapp, professional-organizer.com. Why your family meetings, our family meeting matters now more than ever.
Yeah, she's big on family meetings.
Yeah, well, and again, I think we did a podcast with her a few years ago on family meetings. And again, another interesting thing is, as I've been interviewing some of the professional organizers for the podcast, the series that we're going to be doing over the next several weeks, most of them work from home. So they're kind of already used to this work from home environment. Us, where we're usually going to a building, aren't. But so a lot of these things now more than ever are so important. So she's going to talk about the family meeting and the importance of it, and how now is really a great time to, if you haven't already been doing it like you should have, now is a great time to do it. So first of all, she talks about just the basics. Keep your calendaring going. Now, even though there's been a lot of things pulled off the calendar, it's still important to have a calendar and a schedule going. And plan some work parties and family fun. Now, I've had a few friends of mine talk about doing Zoom dinners. So you literally get on Zoom, you put your computer at the end of the table, you're eating, they have their computer at the end of the table, and you're doing a dinner party over Zoom. And kind of fun.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and then just keep meeting regularly to keep the momentum going. I mean, again, this is as a family. So we actually did that. I have a few of my kids who don't live here. We did a Zoom meal earlier in the week where we were, just all eating at our own places, but we were, on Zoom. So at least we kept meeting. So, keep as much normalcy as you can into your schedule. So here's some family meeting tips and tricks. Keep it short. Boredom sets in quickly, especially if you have those young kids, right? Get buy-in. Buy-in can come from many different strategies, but here's a good one. You'll appreciate this. Always serve a snack, right? That's a good way to get people around. Yeah. And have an agenda. We want to be organized, right? So just have your list of things you want to talk about. That'll keep things moving. Then she talked about dry erase boards and how they're, good for putting up agendas and, like the calendar and things like that. Of course, we have the Justic boards that you can find over at myorganized.life. And also, we don't have them on myorganized.life yet, but our new U-Brands board. So there's all kinds of different options that people can work with. Now, she doesn't mention this in the article. Shame on Ellen, but at least think about, the ones that we have, the Justic boards and the U-Brands boards that are available. She also says if your calendar is digital, share it with everyone. We had a whole podcast on that with Deb Lee about, the Google calendar and how you can share it with everybody and everybody's on the same page. Although if you're in the same room or same house, maybe the digital thing. Don't do the Zoom meeting when you're in the bedroom and someone's in the living room. You guys can actually get together, right?
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, then her last thing I'm going to say here is she said have some COVID-19 bingo fun. So she's got a couple little bingo boards on how to declutter or how to do self-care. So you look at that, you play a little game of either taking care of yourself or doing the decluttering. So check that out. I'll put the slide up again. Ellen DeLapp, professional-organizer.com. Why your family meeting matters now more than ever in the era of COVID-19. All right, last slide up.
All right, last slide is our friend Darla DeMoro, Heartwork Organizing, heartworkorg.com, decluttering during a pandemic. So this is a really good, like meaty blog post. So I encourage you guys to go to her website and actually read this. She kind of just gives some highlights of what to do and what not to do when you're kind of stuck at home and everyone's trying to declutter or, get rid of some stuff. First of all, she says, the number one thing is cut back on consumption. So we all know that the toilet paper craze and everything, cut back on the stuff that you don't necessarily need so much of. And she says, use it up, wear it out, make do, or do without, which I think is really good. You can kind of really sit and think, well, what don't I really need right now? I could live without this.
Right.
She talks about virtual organizing. You know, some people have organizers come regularly, and obviously those organizers can't come to your house right now. So think about virtual organizing. So call Darla and have her do some virtual stuff with you. And then she talks about what to do with the stuff that you do want to donate. So you've kind of gone through your house and you can't bring it to the Goodwill or anything else right now because they're not open. She says, do not bring it and just set it outside the door, because once they open up again, that stuff is going to be trash. They're going to have to throw it away. So she suggests putting your stuff in a box, sealing it up, right on it, you know, to donate, and keep it aside in a spot that's obviously not in the way, but keep it there for the next 6 months. And, you know, it will give, if there is any sort of germs or bacteria on there, it'll self-quarantine itself. And just don't get discouraged, but still find a way to declutter, but just keep it aside and don't just throw it away, because that's just ending up in a landfill. Try to hang on to it. If you think it's something you want to donate at a later time, just don't throw it away just because you don't want to look at it anymore. Find a spot for it that will keep. And she really like drives that point in a lot of places during this, or in this article.
Right. You know, also, I'm going to say she is one of the professional organizers we're going to have coming up in the next few weeks. So we talked about, again, getting organized at home, and how you, each one I'm talking to has kind of a little bit different angle about it. And you know, Darla just came out with this book about the organized home office, which is, you know, a great book. So people should check that out on her website as well. So lots of good stuff. Yeah. Okay, keep on going. There's a few more points.
Yeah, she basically talks about, you know, you shouldn't really do the Facebook Marketplace unless you're really gonna set it out, have someone come to your porch and pick it up. And if you do need to buy something or whatever, make sure you just disinfect it, wash it with soap and water, just like, you know, the standard practices we've all been hearing about. So that's that's a very quick summary, but it's Darla DeMoro, heartworkorg.com, decluttering during a pandemic.
Wow, I love it. Well, you know, it's really interesting, again, in all kinds of industries and all kinds of businesses, how kind of like the pivot to how to deal with a pandemic, or how to deal with staying at home. Or, you know, we're running a whole series of podcasts on getting organized and working from home. Even though a lot of people already work from home, a whole bunch of people now are working from home. So like us, you know, and, you know, we don't have our nice fancy set in the back, but, you know, we use technology, and, you know, that's what you have to do to keep the message going out there.
Yep.
Are you a little stir crazy?
How's it going for you? What's that?
Oh, well, I was going to ask you the same question, but yeah, for us, you know, we had the fire in December. We're still not back in our house, so we are in a little apartment. It was just challenging when you have a student going to school, and you have, you know, your wife has a home business, and, you know, I'm working from home, so we have to do like resource sharing with, you know, which room gets to be used for which Zoom call, and you know, it's just one of those things. How about you guys?
Well, our girls are still going to daycare, which is nice. Drew and I are both home. He is working in the basement. I'm up here in the dining room, and it's nice that the kids get to still go to daycare. It keeps that routine for them. It keeps us, you know, somewhat sane.
Yeah, and able to work.
And able to work, yeah. I mean, the second they get home, Natalie's getting some preschool stuff sent home online, so she wants to do that immediately. So I kind of have to stop my work for the day and then maybe log back in a little bit later. But yeah, it's a change, but you know, it's working. I will say today I got dressed up for you guys. This is the first time in 3 weeks that I put makeup on. So
yeah. So anyway, you know, we're going to be back here hopefully next Monday with our regular daily show. So you might have to get back into that routine a little bit more, right? That's okay. You know, it's interesting. You're probably saving money on makeup. We're saving money on gas because we don't have to. I haven't actually driven my car for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I just go to daycare and back every day. So
yeah, it's wild. All right. Well, we should wrap it up here before the internet crashes and Zoom goes down and all those other things that you just never expect. I'm amazed that all the students are going to school online and how that all works too. It just there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to learn from this era in life. We're all going to get through it, but it's going to be an interesting to see what happens when we get back to normal, right? A new
Right.
normal.
A new normal. Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, folks, that's it. We'll be back here Monday, hopefully, technology willing, at 2 p.m. Central, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. It's myorganized.life live.
The Organized Home Office from myorganized.life. When you work from home, your workspace doesn't have to be bland and boring. Brighten up your home office with organizing solutions from myorganized.life. It's just for you. myorganized.life. myorganized.life.